just one player that's on their legendary champion.
Yeah.
Let's remember, Attila on the Draven. We have Kasing on his Janna. Moving over to the other side, Dan's Volibear was permabanned the entire season in spring.
Well, we are on to the rift for XL versus X7. Our defending champions. This is the team who has the highest expectations on them. A team who honestly had a disappointing spring. JDXL have won this matchup before. They've locked in some interesting picks here. X7 are locked in some interesting picks. And we are in for a doozy. Let's talk a little bit about this mid lane.
Really quickly before we talk about the mid lane.
Go.
Actually, it is about mid lane as well. You're not wrong. Soloku was playing in place of Tempt in the first match of X7 versus JDXL. This is the fully intended lineup right now. So this is the first time Tempt is facing XL this season in summer. Now, going into the very nitty-gritty, if we're looking at JDXL, Kalista, Renata is the strongest, arguably strongest, right next to Lucian Nami, 2 versus 2 bot lane that exists right now. Now, of course, Draven is really strong into the Kalista, but Kalista wins the level 1 due to the rend stacking.
Yes, true.
But no one has thrown in a curveball such as Janna that can power up your AD and shield you at the same time on that level 1. So that throws in a curveball that could potentially change the dynamic of that 2 versus 2.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be a big thing as well. It's a weird one actually when you think about it, because realistically, in these fights where you get hostile takeovered by Attila, Attila gets hostile takeovered, he actually drops axes. So it's not like something like the Aphelios, where the Aphelios, like, you hostile takeover him and he's going to be slamming you. It's only those first 2 autos that are going to really hurt, unless the RNG on the axes is rough. But they're looking for this level 2 fight. Attila stepping up into Venza's pocket, just getting a little bit of bonus damage off, and double enchanters in the bot lane. 2 very powerful AD carries, and 2 AD carries who kind of want to take over the early game to actually really get to a level of strength in this as well.
But I think the fun part, well, the bot lane is really fun, and it's about to get even more fun as both junglers are going to meet each other in the river. I do not necessarily think you want this 3v3, because whoever loses, their bot lane is completely doomed after this.
Yeah, that's the scary thing, is it's really, really hard to pull it back if you lose all 3 members bot side, and someone like Attila or someone like Venza gets most of that kill or most of that gold injected into him. But this is what you see from the Draven lane. Draven typically is constantly pushing due to the axes. He wants to keep them up and the uptime on them, so he will be constantly pushing the lane. MC, though, didn't go back into his jungle to clear. He actually is still hovering around, going to pick this crab up, and then maybe could look for something bot side if there's an extension from Venza and FGG.
That is right. And honestly, talking about the bot lane so far, Attila and Kasing are coming out ahead. They're ahead in CS, they're ahead in HP bars as well. As you can see, Venza is pretty low on mana too. So far, it's going Attila's way. Now, something that I particularly find very interesting is that the MNS right here has brought another yet unique champion, even from spring. It is the Brand. It's the first time we are seeing the Brand. He's running the first strike as well, which means that he's going to be banking on gold every time he pokes Tempt first, before that first strike is procced. And I'd just like to see what this Brand actually brings into the equation, because it is quite easy to reach the backline with the Brand ultimate, especially if X7 want to be bunched up. And when you want to protect the Draven with the Janna, with the Talia, with the Sejuani and Wukong, you're technically going to be very close to that Draven. So I'd like to see in what way that Brand brings synergy in the comp that XL have drafted right here, or if it's just standard practice into Talia just simply wins lane.
Yeah, it's going to be actually very powerful, the Brand. Now, you kind of mentioned it, you are right. Again, it's another short-range comp with a team where a mage can have a lot of impact. So I'm curious to see what the build's going to be, because if you go like Leandri's into maybe even the Crystal Scepter second, you become a real force to reckon with. If everyone jumps in, you get those big AoE circles once those 3 abilities have hit you. Obviously, the Pyroclasm jumping between everybody. Everybody slowed down, everybody popping, everybody burning, and it makes a very easy chase-up for potential follow-up, as Kryze taking himself a pretty rough trade there versus Chase. He is able to get that Searing charge away before he gets hit by the permafrost, so we'll be okay for the moment. Top lane, we kind of expect to be a bit of like back to that top lane wet noodle fight in the top side.
I think the most interesting thing for this game is the fact that we have Volibear versus Wukong, two of the most aggressive and proactive junglers in the early game, yet you have two lanes in the bot lane, two pairs in the bot lane where if you touch them and if it goes wrong, it will backfire so bad that the game might as well be over. That Draven getting 1 kill and cashing in, or even 2 kills and cashing in, means that Kalista can never walk back into that bot lane, and it's a perma loss. So yes, even though you do have Volibear and you do have Wukong, the same thing happens with the Kalista. The Kalista gets 1 or 2 kills, she will permanently just run you over, right? So I think both junglers are kind of like scared to interact with the bot side of the map, and we could potentially be looking for maybe a level 6 where you can actually take your brand from the mid lane, transition towards the bot side of the map, and maybe try to dive by turning off the tower.
Well, Attila actually almost at that 150 on the adoration stacks, so it's a fairly healthy cash in of gold if he's going to be able to pick up one of those kills. But has to be careful because he is dodging everything they've thrown down at him. Takes a whole heap of damage, heavily chunked out already, and I don't think X7 really want to go for any fights now, just due to how much damage that Attila has lost himself here. As Dan's found MC.
I think right here you chase MC into your jungle, because look what the MNS has done to Tempt. Tempt is 0 mana, he's level 6, but he cannot use it, and MNS is perma shoving that mid lane, which means that if you do choose to do any sort of play towards the bot side of the map, that brand is going to join much faster than the Taliyah, who is now stuck all the way to base, which gives JDXL the first neutral objective on the map, which is going to be an Ocean Drake.
There we go, finishing up the cycle, getting our Ocean in there, getting our water bending in. Able to pick that one up as Kryze has found Chasey, catches him with a permafrost.
There was a gas Drake as well, but they took it away.
Yeah, thank God for that. As by the way, Kryze is not dead, but he was very close to being dead. 100 HP, 98 is what he ticked down to at the end there. Just about got out. Very, very close topside. And actually seeing this Sejuani having a lot of pressure versus Kryze in this top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, this is a Sejuani that is not running Flash. Chasey is running the Ignite right here, so he does want to put the pressure down onto Kryze, and he has done just that. But right now, Kryze can stay pretty relatively safe underneath his tower. There is no ultimate for Chasey, so I don't think it is possible for him to dive on his own, but it's very possible for him to dive together with Tempt.
Well, he puts down the Ornhorn, trying to catch out, trying to get the knock up. It's a perfect Arctic Assault as Kryze is permafrosted down, and Tempt finds first blood. X7 are on the board. MNES is coming up though, pops the Ghost, he's got the Flash, he's got the Pyroclasm. Remember, the Pyroclasm will jump between the pair of them. He's able to throw down the E, has the Q, has the lockdown with the Pillar of Flame, and Chasey will be popped. MNES fires back with a kill himself, and now Dan may going to play towards the bot side. Got the 6, got the ability to turn the tower off, and Attila's half HP. Flash out from Kasing, Venza flashes forward. Fate's cool, go FGG, I choose you, and Kasing will go down. It's a super effective gank in the bot lane.
Yep, and Kasing hurt itself in confusion right there, because he thought he got away with the flash, but in the end, you can never get away from a Volibear and a Kalista lane. Really good stuff right there. JDXL uses the fact that the Taliyah will not be able to roam towards the bot side of the map. They knew that Wukong was playing towards the top as well, so they used the numbers advantage to dive that bot lane, especially because JDXL bot lane hit level 6 before X7's bot lane. It's so difficult to try and dive at Janna when she has that heal and that pushback from the ultimate. So it was a really great timing right there from jungle and bot lane duo to find that gank towards the bot side of the map. Again, you see, FTG not level 6, but Venza is, which means you can grab your Renata, flash in even from Venza, very aggressive right there, just to make sure you capitalize onto that Kasing. That is though 1-2 flashes used right there from the sort of JDXL, and let's see if it will hurt them in the upcoming fight.
Well, X7 actually collapsing in on this. They've got Chasey. He has the ultimate up and available, but it looks like XL should be able to pick this up. Pyroclasm on MNES has not been used, remember, so
in the bot lane.
Makes it so scary for them to go. X7 still tried to attempt the steal, or at least the threat of the steal. But until it does stay bot lane, like you said, that's a big wave that Venza's going to lose out on.
That is such a huge move right here from X7. They're sprinting down through XL's jungle, trying to block Venza for getting back into the bot side of the map, meaning you cannot take the fast route. You have to go all the way around to respect the fact that you could potentially be getting ganked, which means even more minions experience and gold when missed for the bot lane of JDXL. Really great movement right there for X7 to salvage the fact that they couldn't fight that Rift Herald.
2 plates, the CS lead slightly stemmed on that bleeding there from the side of Attila. Nice little nice read actually just not to go for the dragon. Stay there, get those 2 plates and get a big injection of cash. Obviously, Draven, a champion who's very famous for having quite an expensive build path, lots of very expensive items. obviously on that. So just want to pick that up as Christ gets himself permafrost, but shearing charges away. So every time we see top lane, Chasey is actually
I was about to say,
about.
for a noodle fight, it seems like, I don't know, I think Chase is using metallic noodles or something. They seem to hurt a lot more. Steel noodles.
I don't know what ramen joints you've been eating at, but you need to find somewhere new. That is...
Hey, maybe I tried to eat the metallic chopsticks and I didn't know.
I like those steel chopsticks. They're actually quite nice. Anyway, back to the game.
Back to the game. Bring us back, Keep Brain.
10 minutes on the board. Gold lead in favor of X7, but it's only a... Sorry, it just ticked over. Gold lead...
Even.
Even.
It's
even. Stop ticking around. Stop the count. It's completely even across the board right now, but obviously a Dragon has been picked up for JDXL. A Rift Herald has been picked up for JDXL. So that gold lead can blow open a little bit wider for them here. The question for me is where are they going to look to use it? Obviously, Tempt is someone who's wanting to move around the map as much as possible. Shut down mid lane means he has to catch waves way deeper, which means these rotations less effective. And it looks like JDXL agree with us on that, but MC looking for MNES. The Pyroclasm's been thrown down the lockdown onto MC. He's getting a whole bunch of damage out as MNES with the Ghost is just about able to survive. MNES survives. Dan launches out of the fray as well, and mid lane tower loses a lot of HP.
Okay, I think MNES right here needs to PayPal Dan a little bit because he ate every single Q from that Talia to make sure that MNES doesn't die. But what that means is that this Dragon that's gonna spawn in 3 seconds, it is X7 that will have the priority over on the map. There are no...
Oh no, Venza. Actually, oh no, Attila! Attila's got access in for day. The amount of spears coming in as Tempt has made his way forward, and a massive hostile takeover will slow them down for the moment. Monkey doesn't have spin, so MC can't do anything else, but they do get the shove back onto FGG, and Venza wants to jump forward, slowed down once again by the big rock. And JDXL are able to survive that bot lane play. Dragon has actually been slowed down because of that. MNES gets priority mid, and he's now rotating towards the bot side. Really
good stuff right there from the XL bot lane to actually push away Attila in that regard, taking double of his summoners as well, meaning that it's going to be really difficult for this Draven to actually walk anywhere near Brand. Brand almost has his ultimate up and available, which means that XL now have full control of that river. And this time, I know I've been extremely critical of Venza in the bot lane, dying every game level 3. This time, he was the saving grace on that bot side of the map, grabbed the kill, and not only does he get the kill and the lead, but he also uses it to force Attila out of this particular moment, which could have meant X7 would get the Dragon. Now it goes over to XL, they start stacking it up. It's going to be a Hextech again. We saw how important it was, that Hextech soul, for the victory of Riddle in the previous game.
Chasey spotted out by that pink ward, but I actually thought he was going to go in with the Arctic Assault and land that Glacial Prison onto MNES. MNES able to read that off the pink ward he had placed down. Kasing's also in the area, just getting vision control for Tempt to play around. Obviously, Rift Herald will be spawning up momentarily, and we'll probably see attention from XL towards that. Again, they really want to open this mid lane. They want to force Tempt back as far as possible, so Tempt can't just kind of surf around the map, come in with those big rock walls, and shut down and basically find these perfect dives. Attila has to be careful with Kasing, as Dan and FGG also getting more vision control. This is a very dominant kind of rotation of vision from both teams. First X7 go in, place a lot of vision, get a lot of control of the map, and then XL, they answer out by moving back in with their jungle jungle support and get themselves control on the area. They're clearing out all of this vision in this area, and Venza's just getting free time on the tower, on the wave, and his gold lead is growing off the back of this because he's amounting himself a 30 CS lead over Attila.
And this is so important to mention that they made sure to take the last turret platings before minute 14 just hit onto this map, right? And what was more important is the fact that XL did not care about necessarily diving. They cared more about forcing Attila away from experience, away from CS, away from all this gold over potential kills for later on.
Ooh.
And
it was a nice try there from MNES, but didn't actually hit the Q. So wasn't able to do too much, and now MC has gone berserk. They actually do catch out to Kasing. Kasing has to flash away as FGG. I think it was a little scattered there, a little bit too slow to pull the trigger on that Fate's Call, so it doesn't land onto Kasing.
That is such a crazy game right now because JDXL's bot lane is completely taking over the map. And I keep talking about JDXL's bot lane. That was Dusty's bot lane last season. That was the bot lane that MC beat in playoffs to make it further than them. Another plane for JDXL. And might I remind you, FGG in that dusty lineup was the shadow of Viking, the shadow of his jungler. And we are seeing the exact same thing right here. Venza can hold on his own since he's so strong in the bot side of the map, plays safe, 40 CS ahead at this point, and FGG perma-roaming the map together with the Volibear. I feel like JDXL are slowly but surely choking away X7 from that early game.
They are just picking up so much control right now. That gold lead that was tied 5 minutes ago is now 3,000. Dan's got a Rift Herald in his pocket, so he can take this mid lane tower if he wants. He can take this top lane tower if he wants. Question for me is, where is he going to go? I would like to probably see it go in that mid lane. I think that's the best one. They're struggling to actually push into Tempt, so it's going to make that ever so harder. As Attila will get free time on this bot side. Kryze is down here, and Kryze has just to be careful because there are 3 members around. He's going to do his best to clear out this wave for now with the Bellows Breath and the Q.
Oh, no.
He's able to do so, but now Kryze somehow has to avoid everything. Remember,
He's all his spells.
Kryze can actually break walls down. He's going to throw out the ultimate, catch out onto one. He's found Kasing. Kasing has to heal, goes for the searing charge, gets bot back on the tower. Kryze flashes away. Attila finds him with a whirling death, gets the cash in, gets the payload.
And that must have been a lot of money going into Attila's pocket. I don't know exactly how we can figure out, maybe from the replay, exactly how much money went in, but that was a huge influx of gold for Attila. Mind you, yes, he has been deprived, but he hasn't died yet. 400 extra from the kill.
Well, we'll watch him on the base because this is going to be a juicy base. I think he wants that tower first. Nope, he's not greeding. He's going to reset. He's going to get the item. I assume he'll finish up his shield bow off that and then probably get a fair chunk towards something else off that as well because he got a lot of gold. He had a lot of time in lane. There's the shield bow and a pickaxe.
Okay, we changed the shield bow
to
a Kraken Slayer. Okay,
Kraken
we changed
Slayer,
shield
double
bow
longsword.
to a Kraken Slayer. Fair enough. Again, you see right here, Kryze will use both his pillar and his flames for clearing out that wave, which means any CC landed on him, he will not be able to dodge. He doesn't have a knock-up just in time. And you see, if he had the knock-up right there, he would have been able to instantly kill Kasing underneath that tower.
He cancelled Kasing's ultimate.
And then the execute coming in. 1,040 gold! You said 400?
That's not 400.
That was 40.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Pascal lied to me. He told me it was 400.
Right, Rift Herald down mid lane. X7 are first in this Dragon.
Oh, Dan's been caught. He's jumping into the pit, though. They get himself a 2-man knockup. Dragon has been secured. The bailout is on, and the hostile takeover is huge. Everybody's going up and down like it's a bouncy castle. But this fight is won by X7. MNES on the wrong side of the map. No ultimate, no summoner spells. X7 slaughter JDXL.
Every time a team does not have vision into this river, they end up falling victim to the team that is already there and prepped. And X7 had a fantastic fight around this. They had their Sejuani right there that gave them so much of that river control together with the Wukong CC. And Dan right there gave up his whole HP bar to try for a Hail Mary steal, which means he wasn't peeling or engaging for his team. Let's see this one right again. You see that Brand is going towards the bottom of the map, trying to flank, but while MNS is flanking, he's so far away, he's dealing no damage right now. Dan is down at this point, hasn't stolen Dragon. 3 members of JDXL have been thrown around, and MNS has still not landed a single shot, maybe just a little bit on the Attila, but that's about it. The Brand was particularly not part of this fight.
Yeah, I tell you, Attila carried that fight. He flashed as the Pyroclasm went back to Brand, so it did... That was amazing! That was amazing!
1-0-3 for Attila, 2-0-4 for Tempt. Mind you, this is the full lineup for X7. First time these two teams met, when XL pulled the victory over them, it was Slow Q subbing in for Tempt. Tempt is now back, he's running on full cylinders, 2-0-4. Mind you, the fact that you're playing Talia does not make it easier for Venzer playing his Kalista at this point. You put down the rocks, you cannot dash over them, you will get stunned and you will get instantly killed by this X7. So, again, I don't think this Dragon was the end of the world. The gold is back to dead, even though it was 2,000 gold lead for XL. So they need to find more creative ways in how they want to fight, and absolutely they need to find better setup, because so far, X7 on setting up for these objectives have come out on top.
Tower going to fall in the top side of the map. Dragon, not close to Soul, and it is also a Cloud Soul, so it's not the most impactful one, but you can see JDXL turn their attention towards this Baron, actually potentially looking to start it up. Remember, you've got a Callista. You do this very, very quick, but Temp's in the area. You could actually block him off of the wall here, and it was just a quick DPS check there from XL. You could see they are capable of a lot of damage, so X7 can't be sleeping on that. And
the thing is, with the Kalista Rend, you can very easily coordinate it with your jungler to pop the Rend and the Smite at the same time, and there is no reaction time for your opponent jungle to try and dash in still, right? Oh, Chasey, he's gonna dive through. I thought he was playing a little bit aggressive right there, maybe try for a long-range snipe, but it's not gonna be the case. Another game starts becoming a little bit more difficult for XL because you need your own to face check for you, or your Volibear gets chunked out. But this Ornn is going to be stuck on a side lane trying to de-push whatever Chase is doing.
This game does not look like a team that's 9-0 versus a team that is 5-4. If you haven't watched the NLC before, you come into this, look at the scores and go, okay, XL are obviously the better team. X7 are the defending champions of the NLC. They were the team that actually shut down JDXL last split. Twice. So for X7 to actually, it feels like it's this recovery. Like you were saying, you take out Slowkey, you put Tempt in, you get the full roster together, and suddenly X7 are looking like a very, very viable competitor to hold on to their title. And JDXL, if you can beat them, you really prove that point as well. The Call of Forge shot's coming in, and MC can just cancel the second charge. They're going to throw out FGG. He has the hostile takeover. He's going to land it onto Attila, and Attila is going to try and chunk out Kasing, but he dropped the axe, so he doesn't have the damage, and now it's on Dan. He's monsooned back, and X7 have got everything in their pocket to work with. Able to find a double kill for Attila. Cries is taking so much damage. Tempt is on a rampage, and Mness able to dodge away on the seismic shove. JDXL, that was an unbelievably scattered and clustered fight for them, and they lose out heavily for it.
That was so chaotic. I don't know what Cries was doing. I think he was tunneling mid lane. He wasn't looking in front of him. MC was literally on him the entire time. Of course, when you start channeling ultimate, MC is going to interrupt you on the knockup. Eminence wasn't even there, but the trigger has been pulled. This XL is being pulled apart, and X7 are running on full cylinders. This is the former champions of the NLC. This is their first time playing against XL this season with the full roster, and so far they're looking like they could be the only team to take one victory off of them. Again, Cries! Wukong is on Cries the entire time. He channels the ultimate, obviously gets interrupted right there by MC. And on the top side of the map is just chaos. Dan is overextended, FGG is caught, Venter is not doing enough damage, Eminence was not even there.
He just waddled into the fight after it was lost. Like, there was nothing they could do.
It's been 2 fights so far where I feel like XL are just not being patient for Eminence to join them.
Yeah.
It's either that Eminence is late into the call, or that XL are accelerating without their mid laner. And I have not yet seen the full force that this brand can actually bring into team fights. Because I really like the fact that you're using Realize right here.
Yeah.
One bounce will mean that everyone is slowed down. Everyone is slowed down means that Volibear can read, means that Ornn can read, means that Venzer on the Kalista can play well around these fights.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see out of him. You obviously have so many slows you can now work with, especially if they can get Hextech Soul. A silver lining is JDXL did pick up that dragon during that replay, or as we came out of that replay. So they are now one away from Soul. They've got a bit of time till they get there. They have a little bit more time to get some items on Venza, some little bit more time to get items on Mness. But yes, it needs to be an actually coordinated fight, because I think X7 are just out team fighting JDXL, but partly because JDXL are letting them.
They're just scattered.
Yeah, they're just like
they're very confused on how they want to pull the trigger, because every time Cries has tried, he has been interrupted by something that's very obvious, such as Wukong being on your face for 10 seconds and you not realizing.
Yeah, that's just playing completely unlocked screen, a screen away and clicking towards the fight.
Yeah.
Not paying attention, and now X7, they've been able to take every tower outside of the base, bar this bot lane one, so they want to try and get the full scores here. But it is a little bit scary because all of JDXL are about, they do have all of their abilities, and it's not like they're a particularly weak team. Dan's going to lose a lot of health, and actually they follow up with a whole lot of damage onto him. Able to survive, and they can use this next wave to push. They've still got about a quarter left on Baron. Venza's going to eat the knock up as well. And there's the wall from Tempt, blocking everybody on the side of JDXL off as they're going to throw down the call of the Forge God, but it gets interrupted by a tornado once again. Tower goes down, and now it's on for the fight. The Pyroclasm has been unleashed into the middle of X7. They're all losing so much health. Look at that hostile takeover! Everyone is caught! And X7 blinking health bars, but they continue the pressure up. They continue the chases. FGG's been caught until he's able to find himself a double kill, and Tempt is continuing to throw boulder after boulder into MNES's face. Somehow, X7 survive the fight, and they can continue the Baron push into the base of JDXL.
They have not lost anyone. There is no damage coming in from JDXL. They have 2 tanks, a Renata, a Brand, and a Kalista. It's just not enough. These guys are not very heavy hitters. And on the other side for X7, they have such huge HP bars. So yet again, really beautiful stuff by Tempt to isolate 3 members and Cries. I've not seen him hit a single on-horn this game because it's been interruption after interruption from the side of X7. They get rid of Cries easily, and MC with the triple, quadruple knock-up after this. Yes, we see the Eminence ultimate hitting everyone here, but it does not kill anyone. Everyone is literally 10 HP from dying.
I mean, this is what I was talking about as well.
That was best case scenario. That was a 5-man Renata ult.
Got a 5-man
Brand ult.
But the problem is Draven drops axes. So he actually just ran out of damage on his own team. Hence why Kasing lived with a sliver of HP, because that last auto attack, even though it crit, wasn't an axe crit. So he didn't kill his support there. And that could have been a difference maker. Either way, an amazing ultimate by FGG. MNES also got the perfect ultimate off, but Cries needs to land these knockups. Otherwise, XL will be losing this game to X7.
I'm just going to make it even worse.
Go on.
It's a 10,000 gold lead for X7, 26 minutes into this game. It's going to have to be a Hail Mary play for the side of JDXL to bring this back. It's going to have to be Soul stolen away, which is extremely difficult right now. You cannot walk through your own jungle because you're gonna die. And it's gonna have to take another probably 5-man hostile takeover into 5-man Brand ult. Which
they can give up this dragon though. It's only the second for X7. They're okay to give it up if they want to get some more items on their Brand. If they want to wait for him to kind of come more online. He's building towards what looks to be that Cosmic Drive as the 3rd item here. Had his Leandry's upgraded. I can't remember what the actual upgrade name is. I was trying to go for it. Has now got upgraded that. The ornaments are coming in. So as Christ starts to get a couple more levels, we'll see the Immortal Shield bow get upgraded as well for Venza. So there are, you know, opportunities. They can give up this dragon. They can wait another 5 minutes. Yes, they would like to have Soul. It can give them even more time to play around. But also, if you give up Soul here, then it's Elder next. And if you're not ready for the Elder, you're in even more trouble. So maybe it is actually best for XL to give this up, unless they can find amazing opportunities to find a big team fight and somehow pull it out. But like you noted, it's a 10,000 gold lead. The odds of them actually finding that team fight victory, very, very low.
Yeah, absolutely. But right here, XL cannot walk out of their base, which means that in 10 seconds time, they will not be fighting for this dragon unless they choose to somehow pull the trigger for this Baron. But it could mean complete disaster, right? If you do contest and the Baron goes over to X7 and your entire team is dead, you're gonna instantly lose the game. And I completely agree with you. Making sure that that Elder is not popping 5 minutes time from now is so important to try and get more items. Talking about items though, and talking about Elder Dragons, 10,000 gold difference is not something that you close out really easily unless you're playing against Eminem in the NLC. So X7 are definitely not going to let go off of this one. 505 for Kasing, 507 for Tempt. The 2 carries for X7 are showing up big time today.
Look at the posture here. Everybody is setting up for a potential fight. Chasey loses his passive as FGG does find him. They get a little bit of poke damage off. We see the Cosmic Drive has been finished up onto MNES, who has to flash away. He throws out a little bit of damage. He still has that Pyroclasm. He's able to survive for just a little bit longer. But MNES, he's burnt all the summoner spells. He needs to reset, and that is just Baron now for X7.
That's it. XL have lost every prior that they had in the mid lane. They cannot push in that mid lane wave. MNES is out of summoner spells, which means he can't even ghost over to Baron. I don't know if this is going to be a last chance for XL to try and salvage the game, but beautifully again done by Tempt. His walls have been in insane.
Why are they fighting? They don't have MNES. Once again, they are fighting
Cries?
without MNES, and Cries will lose his life to Attila. They're chasing for more, though. Here comes MNES, looking for MC. MC jumps in, finds the three-man cyclone, finds the knockup. Massive hostile taker lands onto 3 members as the Pyroclasm will reach through and absolutely destroy the health bars, but they don't have the damage to stick. They don't have the follow-up. Chasey's able to survive. Avengers out of the fight. Dan's low HP, and the flash forward from Kasing as he continues to chase. The Pyro Pillar not going to land. The base shall be forfeit for this. JDXL struggling to find an opportunity as Chasey will find a kill on to MNES. Dan has respawned. He's got FGG in his pocket, but they are out of fuel in the tank. There is nothing left for JDXL. The seismic shove, the takedown, the glory kill for X7. They may have lost this matchup the first time, but they strike back the second.
I don't know what you're saying here, Hipbrain. Tempt doesn't remember losing to JDXL. Took them down 2 times in spring, takes them down again here. Tempt undefeated.